Welcome back to the next presentation in our series designed to help businesses making small amounts of hazardous waste comply with New Hampshire's rules. This presentation will review the questions on page 5 of the self-certification form to get a little more information about your hazardous waste activities and provide some reminders. It's also the page where you sign off that you've finished the form. So let's get going. On page 5, section G, we ask, who's moving your hazardous waste? In this section of the form, we want to know whether your hazardous waste is moved using a professional hazardous waste transporter, whether you are moving it yourself using one of the special exemptions available, or whether you just didn't have to move any hazardous waste in the past 3 years because, heck, you just don't make that much. Chances are this is a pretty easy question for you to answer, but since we want you to understand the rules, let's look at these in more detail. Most likely, you're having a professional hazardous waste transporter come to your facility to pick up your waste. But what makes a transporter a professional hazardous waste transporter? For starters, they have to be registered with DES. That means that we've done a basic investigation of them and have approved them to carry your dangerous waste over public roads. When a transporter is registered with DES, they can put a registration number on their vehicle. This starts with the letters TNH followed by a 4-digit number. If you have a transporter come to your business that doesn't have a registration number on the vehicle, we suggest that you don't use them. You can absolutely check beforehand, though, by giving a call to our staff at 271-2921. In some cases, a small quantity generator can carry up to 55 gallons of their own hazardous waste and reduce the cost of a professional transporter. This is only allowed in special situations, though. The first and more common situation is if the business is going to bring their hazardous waste to a community household hazardous waste collection event. While these are for the collection of hazardous waste from homeowners, not businesses, in some instances, the town organizing the event will allow a business to bring their waste directly to the professional contractor collecting the waste. It's necessary that the business has prior approval from the town and the contractor, and that they work out the details in advance. A second uncommon example is if the business that owns the facility also owns other hazardous waste generator sites in New Hampshire, and one of them is a full quantity generator, a business that makes a significant amount of hazardous waste and has more regulations. If this is true, the company can bring their own waste to the SQG site without being a registered hazardous waste transporter. This way, you still hire a transporter to pick up the waste at the full quantity generator site, but you eliminate the expense of the transporter also going to the small generator business and charging an additional pickup fee. If either of these instances apply to you and you aren't sure of the rules that allow it, please contact us directly for more information so we can help you do it the right way. Section H on page 5 is really a notice, not a checkbox. Here we want to make you aware that if you know of any hazardous waste from your business that was released to the environment, you are required by law to report it to us. While we hope this never happens to you, it's incredibly important that releases of hazardous waste get taken care of as soon as possible. By not reporting a release, that waste has the potential to become a much bigger problem. It's a scary thing to call the state and say that something bad happened, but honestly, most problems don't go away on their own, and it looks better for you if you volunteer information instead of waiting for something worse to happen and we find out later. We also hope that if you're filling out this form and find something that isn't right, you'll fix it right away. But if by chance there's something that can't be fixed before you send in this form, tell us how you're going to take care of it. When you send in your form, include a statement that describes what steps you're taking to fix the problem and when you expect it to be done. When everything is corrected, tell us again by mail or email to let us know that your business is back in compliance. But don't let it take longer than 90 days. The last item on this page is a final checklist before you send the completed form back to us. If you're an SQG that always has less than 220 pounds of non-acute waste at your business, the next slide will help you review this checklist. But if you're one of the many businesses that have a total of more than 220 pounds of hazardous waste at your site, review the presentation for page 6 titled Extended Storage Provisions before you sign off on this form. It's the last page you need to complete before submitting the form. We understand that as a business operator, you have a lot of competing priorities. Everything has to be done, and it all has to be done yesterday. And it's easy to overlook even the simplest of items when you're filling out this form. But we ask you to take a deep breath, pause, and go through this checklist so the self-certification can be taken care of in one shot and we won't have to pester you to make corrections. The first item on the checklist is whether you told us on your form that you have items in sections E or F that aren't in compliance. If so, well, we want you to fix them. So unless they were something that you were unable to fix before you had to send us the form, and you had included a corrective action plan, we're going to come back to you with questions about getting those items fixed. The second item on the list is a reminder to sign and date the form. Sounds simple, right? It's surprising how many people forget to do that, but it happens a lot. Don't be one of those people that make us shake our head. Third on this list is a reminder to include the fee. Generally, this is $270, but it's possible that a different amount is requested. For example, if your business has started making hazardous waste 2 years prior to this self-certification, and you're asked to catch up by paying for those 2 years past when you hadn't certified. Whatever the amount, checks should be made out to Treasurer, State of New Hampshire. If you prefer to pay by credit card, you can do so by phone as long as you have a MasterCard or Visa. Don't send us your credit card information in the mail or by email. This is an insecure method that could result in your information being stolen. Next, we remind you that in addition to the self-certification form with all of its checkboxes, we want you to review the RCRA-C site identification form. If there was incorrect information on that form, please update it with the correct information and send that back with the self-certification. Lastly, remember that if you have items that you know are out of compliance, but you honestly can't correct them before the self-certification is due, include a corrective action plan explaining what you're doing to come into compliance. And that should wrap it up. Congratulations and thank you for helping to protect the environment and everybody in it from unsafe handling of hazardous waste. From here, our last advice is to keep a copy of your completed form for your personal records and a blank form as well to use as a reference to check up on your compliance periodically. Why wait 3 years to review these things again? After you submit your form and we review them from all the businesses in the program, we'll reply with a certification of completeness. Because so many businesses submit forms and because many of these require a lot of follow-up to get them complete and accurate, These certifications are usually delivered around June. If you're feeling uncertain that you're doing things right and aren't comfortable contacting us directly, we have 2 assistance programs at DES that can also provide help. Our small business technical assistance staff and our pollution prevention program are both available to lend a hand with completing the self-certification. They are free, they are great folks to work with, and they are confidential. That means they can't tell inspectors what they see at your business. The Small Business Technical Assistance Program can be reached at 271-1379, and the Pollution Prevention Program can be reached at 271-6460. Here, again, is that contact information for those 2 groups. That's it for this presentation. You've finished 5 pages of the form. Nice job. For many of you, that finishes the form. For those of you that have more than 220 pounds of hazardous waste at your business, be sure to watch the presentation for page 6. We have more presentations to help you understand these and other regulations. But if you'd just like to talk to a person, we want to help. Give us a call at one of these numbers during normal working hours. Please leave a message if we don't connect, and we'll return your call. If email is your preference, we've got you covered. You can reach us at sqg@des.nh.gov.